Mom.
Hi, sweetheart.
Miss you.
I miss you too.
All right.
There she is.
So look at how much
There you are,
clearer my
Anna.
screen is. Cindy figured it out. It needed to be cleaned.
Well, welcome. I know people are going to be hopping on as they come, and I want us to all have a chance to dive in together. So let's not waste any time and let's dive in. Our special guest is going to be joining us in just a little bit, and we want to hear from those that are joining us. And this call is our weekly gathering of the Path of the Warrior Sage Inner Circle. And yeah, we're here to, have this day is a special day that we're inviting guests to join us. And we're really excited to have a bit of a show and share and build community and share, the wisdom of our teacher as well as he jumps on in a little bit here. So excited about that.
I have a quick question. A friend of mine really wanted to be on the call tonight, but it was his birthday. His family ended up planning a dinner for him he didn't know about. And so he was asking if it's going to be recorded, if he could watch it afterwards, or if maybe he can jump on next time. Which do you suggest?
It could be both. So you could just let me know the information and I'll pass it on for him.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you bet. Okay, wonderful. Well, I know that there's more people expected, but we'll just start. And what I would love is if we'll go around and I'm going to have everybody say their name and where they're from. All right. And so I'm going to start with, I'm going to start top left. I'm not sure if yours is the same as mine, but Lauren, you're on my top left. Tell us your name and where you're from. And of course, you have a little more to say.
All right. I'm Lauren Adam, and I live in the beautiful Penticton and like the mountains because they're beautiful. And anyways, Penticton, Canada, with my lovely wife, Teresa. And yeah, I've been a master coach for a while, and being on this call, my role is to help support on the technical side. So if any of you have tech troubles, and I hear we have an echoing, I'm not sure where that is, but send the chat to me and I'll support you there.
Okay, great. Thank you. Awesome. And I'm going to go to Linda. I saw Ralph just take a mouthful, so I know we're all multitasking here, so I'll respect that. Linda, go ahead. Not trainer Linda, but other Linda.
Hi, everyone. I am Linda Linkso. I live in Pleasanton, California. It's in the San Francisco Bay Area. And yeah, I'm here to experience any and all that I'm meant to experience right now.
Awesome. And Linda's a member, so
yes.
Great to have you this evening, sharing your place that we come to each week with everybody. So thanks all the members that are being so inclusive with community tonight. So, and I'm going to go up to Ralph. So I know that I'm saying your first name, but we want to hear how you sing it. So go ahead and say your name and where you're from.
My name is Ralph Agarwal. I also live in Penticton in Okanagan, and it's a beautiful, very hot day today here. And I am, I guess, on the path. I believe I'm on the path to exploring the role of a business coach. So this fits very, very well into that, I think.
Very cool. Great to have you here tonight,
Awesome.
Ralph.
Welcome.
Welcome.
And yeah, if you just want to keep on muting yourself, except for when you talk, that might be easier. That's great. Thank you. Appreciate that. Robin, please. Name and where you're from, darling.
Hi, everyone. I'm Robin, and I'm from San Diego.
Woohoo!
Ooh.
We got
Hey,
some
family.
Penticton and some San Diego. No, we're not taking any points down or anything, but Penticton's winning so far. Linda, trainer Linda.
Yeah, hi everybody. Linda Robinson from San Diego, currently in New York and going off to Japan this evening. So I'll be with you hopefully till the end. Otherwise, I have to leave to head to Japan. And I am a trainer with WarriorSage, with the Inner Circle. And I just love this community. So welcome to our guests.
Awesome. Thank you, Linda. Going on over to the couple there. Go ahead. I didn't have to say your name. Yay.
Okay, so I'm Cindy Presar. I live in San Diego, currently in New Jersey with my beloved here. And I've been training with the master coaches for a while. And I am in the capacity of a WarriorSage Inner Circle support team with this group. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you. And I'm Juan Baez. I'm one of the master coaches as well and trainer here also for the Inner Circle. So I'm glad to see you all and welcome you. And I'm looking forward to an exciting evening.
Awesome. Thank you. Sage. Oh, I have to give it away. Oh, you're on mute. Now she's teasing us. There you are.
We go. All right. Hi, my name is Sage Robinson. I am living in San Diego. My mother is Linda Robinson, and I'm just really happy to see all the new faces. And this is just an amazing group that I love to be a part of every week.
Awesome. Thanks for being here and sharing your space here. Awesome.
Thank you.
And we're going to go to Rowena.
Hi, my name is Ravenna. Teresa just invited me today to this circle, and I'm glad I'm able to join. I'm in Calgary, Alberta. I'm not a part of the Inner Circle, but I've done work with Satyan and WarriorSage 10, 15 years ago.
Awesome. Great to have you here, Ravenna. Awesome. And next, Francisco. Please share your name and where you're from.
Hey guys, I am from Spain, but I currently live in Vietnam for a little bit more. I move from country to country a lot. Anyways, I'm here to learn, to become a better person, man too, and to learn about how I can do better in my finances and in my business. And glad to be here.
Oh.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks so much again, Francisco, for sharing our space here tonight as well. And it's great to have you here. We'll go back over to the right. Yayati. Am I saying that right? I ask you every time. Yayati?
Yes, that's right.
Fabulous. Please let me hear how you sing it and tell us where you're from.
Hi, everyone. My name is Yayati Desai, and I'm from Surat, which is a city in India on the western coast. And I'm really happy to be here, associated with Satyan since almost 1.5 years now, and learning a lot from him. And that's exactly why I'm here, to learn more.
Beautiful. Great to have you here again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lauren.
On over to Carrie. Please introduce yourself and where you're from. I saw your beautiful pictures just a few minutes ago. I know.
I'm in Vancouver, and it's absolutely ridiculously gorgeous right now. And yeah, thank you so much for the invitation.
Beautiful. Great to have you here.
Good to be
over
here.
to Ileana.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ileana. I am from Mexico City, but currently I live in Vancouver, BC, and I love it here. I am right now in a fantastic hub. It's called WeWork, Worldwide Development for Co-working. So I'm super happy to be in this group. I've been here almost, I guess, more than 6 months, almost a year, and I am doing fantastic. And what I do in life is the business of relationship and human potential. And hi to everyone.
Hey.
Great. Awesome. Thanks for being here. I know you can only be here for such a short time tonight, but I know you'll have the replay. And so it's great to have your energy always. Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
Yes. And next we have Jorge, great to have you on the call. Oh, you're muted again. There you are.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can you
go ahead.
Your
Hi.
name and where you're from.
I'm Jorge Ibanez. I was born and raised in Mexico City. I'm located now in Vancouver, BC, and I'm very glad to be here.
We're very glad to have you.
Welcome.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you. And then I see we have Eva. Please sing your name and tell us where you're from.
Hi, I'm Eva, and I'm on the erupting big island of Hawaii.
Wow.
Here, luckily, I'm on the Kona side, so I myself am safe, but we're all feeling it's actually very exciting. A lot of reverence to the earth happening, and I'm definitely feeling a lot of transformation that's afoot. The new is already here. Nobody knows what it's going to look like. The pieces haven't fallen. The lava hasn't cooled yet. It hasn't stopped. But really feeling that everywhere in life. And thank you, Teresa, so much for the invitation to be here.
Yeah, so great you could make it.
Yeah, welcome.
And thank you for that energy from the Big Island. We're really feeling it. Yeah, beautiful. Great way to put it. Thank you. Okay, and now we have Ravenna. Are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, are you visual? Can you put the camera on, or?
I will in a moment. Just didn't want to be a distraction.
That's not a problem. Do you want to check in now? Just your name and where you're from, quick.
I already did.
You did go.
Oh, why did I say? It's moved around. Okay, and then there's one last Linda. There's 3 Lindas. Oh, Linda. Linda number 3. I don't see your picture.
Yeah, she says she doesn't have a webcam. So go ahead, Linda.
Okay.
Yes. Good morning from Melbourne.
Oh, yes. Linda, hi, darling.
It's Linda Star. So lovely to be with you. And thank you so much for inviting me. I'm looking forward to meeting you all here and learning.
And where did you say you're from again? I know, but I don't know if everybody heard you.
From Melbourne, Australia.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Well, what a great group. And yeah, Linda, thank you. And I'll just get you to mute yourself. Thank you so much. Okay, well, I know that we have a little bit of time before Satyan joins us, and we're really excited about that. You know, and again, welcome anybody that's just jumped on since I shared. This is our weekly call of the Path of the Warrior Sage Inner Circle. And we meet on, you know, various different topics that we go through. And right now our focus is finance. And so Satyan's going to be joining us in just a little bit here to speak on how to win the money game. And so we're really excited about that. This group, however, we work with, you know, a few of the important areas, which are sex, power, and money, because those, when we have blocks and barriers in any one of those areas, they can really hang us up in life. And so, you know, we get together as a group and really we study outside of the group, and then we come back together and mastermind how it's working for us, how we're utilizing, you know, what we're learning. And really it's about not just learning more, but really implementing it and really making a difference in your life, because that's where it really counts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to talk a little bit more about that later, and let you know, a little bit more about the details of what it's like to be here each week, and answer any questions and find out if maybe this is a fit for you, where your path is taking you, if this is something that might support that for you. So we're excited about that. And you know what? I didn't introduce myself. I'm Teresa. I was just seeing also all my wonderful friends joining on the call and thinking I didn't need to introduce myself. But, I want to say thank you all for being here. And I'm Teresa, live in Penticton as well, British Columbia. And I think it's the most beautiful place on earth, but there's a few spots on here where you all are from that are very beautiful as well. And it's really about who we're with, and you know how we're experiencing it, because beauty is sort of behind here, and it's our perception. And so I hope we all are in love with where we live. And so I'm a co-facilitator with WarriorSage, and I've been with them for a good long time. And I look forward to introducing Satyen momentarily. I see we have one other gal that joined us, Ina. Am I saying that right, Ina?
Yeah, hi.
Hey, great to have you. I know
Hi.
we've
I'm
chatted
sorry,
some.
I just woke up. It's 3 o'clock at the morning in Croatia. So I just set the alarm and I'm a little bit like
You're
joining.
perfect.
Good morning.
Thank
So
you.
tell us
Hi.
your name. Sing your name. I've said your first name, but just tell us your name and where you're from.
Ina Vojvodic. So it's spelled.
It's tricky. I see it there.
Yeah.
And you're from Croatia. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks for setting your alarm to be here. And
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yeah.
So just don't mind me. I'm going to be here and listen to because I really don't know much about this.
Perfect. And you know what? There'll be a point where, you know, anybody that has their cameras off, we're going to invite you back to have cameras and, you know, sound and visual, because we'll the guided portion will want to be seeing everybody. But for the
Okay.
meantime, yeah, absolutely. Just relax and be fully present the best you can here in the middle of the
Okay.
night.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, we're just a couple minutes before Satyen joins us, and I think that everybody has introduced themselves. And Linda, do you have anything else in addition to say?
Well, I think we can just ground ourselves for a couple of minutes before Satyen comes.
Perfect.
You know? So why doesn't everybody just close your eyes and take a few deep breaths? And just really feel your body and relax any part of your body. Just scan yourself and just relax anything that needs relaxing. Just let go of everything, the day, any distractions, any outside things, and just be fully here. And just allow yourself to really up your presence so you're even more present, even more focused. And just feel your heart. And go ahead and open your heart. And feel your heart expanding to everyone else on this call, whether you know them, whether you've just met them. Just allow yourself to really open and connect. And give yourself permission to just be fully you and not hold back, not suppress anything. And so whatever feels like it wants to emerge from you, allow that to be okay. Okay, great. So just open your eyes.
And it looks like Satyen's joined us. Welcome, Satyen. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
And, you know, Satyen is a founder you know, he comes here to talk about, well, who knows really, because, you know, but the point is how to win at the money game. And Satyen is the founder and CEO or has been, of 4 companies to date. And currently he supports CEO founders and their management teams to elevate all areas of their lives. Not to mention, of course, what we really often are going for, which is the company profits. But he does that with these teams of people and having them live with more peace in, you know, while having, you know, more success, you know, in all areas, they experience more peace. And so, you know, I'm really excited to share this man with you. And without further ado, Satyen Raja.
Great, thanks.
Thank you for being here.
Hi, guys.
Awesome. Welcome.
Hey.
Well, let's just take a moment and just say hi to each other. A lot of great friends I already know. I love you all. A lot of new friends I get to see for the first time here. Welcome. And so how to win at the money game, right? Anyone want to win the money game? Curious? Well, let me ask you this. How do you lose at the money game? Let's start off with that. How do you lose at the money game? Why don't we unmute everyone? And if you have something, just wave and just tell me, how do you lose at the money game? And Linda says, keep trusting.
You don't have a clue what you're
Through distractors.
Distraction. Jorge?
I think that you lose at the money game when you don't have experience. When you don't have the experience that is needed and required to the business or the entrepreneur that you're gonna go through, you are most probably gonna lose money in order to gain that experience.
All right, thank you. What other ways have you lost, or can you lose the money game?
Too much holding on to it, like needing it, wanting it, holding it.
It causes its opposite, right? It makes more of the same. What other ways? Working too hard but not focusing on, what did you say? Working too hard and not focusing on the money, yes?
Acid, somebody who's draining you.
Oh, someone who's draining you?
Yeah.
Being in a draining place, which doesn't, right? Leaks. What else? How can we lose? Ileana?
Being out of balance.
Out of balance.
Exactly. Yeah, very nice.
Anyone else?
For me, it's when you make it your purpose in life instead of utilizing it as a tool that it is, right?
Right.
Yes. Yeah, very good.
Good one.
Thank you. So I'm going to share a little bit about my money story, and I'll weave into it some insights that I've learned along the way, and whatever of this that you find helpful or supportive, you can take into your own and try it out. And, you know, for me, money is a fluid thing. You know, I learned a long time ago that the purpose of money is to purchase life experiences. And so that if I'm focusing, I used to focus because I grew up with the East Indian background and with entrepreneurial parents. My father's family is all entrepreneurs, business people. And my mother's family are all doctors and Gandhian philosophy. So they're not really into making lots of money, but they're making, they like to take care of themselves, but they're not necessarily of that mindset. They're very service oriented. So usually these type of things are conflicting. You know, the service, the dimension. So especially people involved in growth work and in human potential and spiritual evolution and consciousness evolution. Not always the case, but how many of you found there's a tendency in perhaps your own life or others to value that less and value other things more?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know for myself, for sure. Well, that's a good thing because it's good to value people and experiences over stuff. Stuff can come and go. So that's one of the things I learned very early and I'm grateful for, is that rather than look for money to be a thing that fulfills the needs, first know what I actually want. What do I truly, truly yearn for in my being? Now, one of the things that I also recognized early on was that most of what I thought I wanted was not really what I wanted. It was what I thought I wanted based on the imprints that I got from mom, from dad, from my culture, from TV and entertainment. You know, I thought if you have this, it means successful. If you've got a Lamborghini, it means this. If you've got a rich house and you got this, these are the check marks that the external world identifies with as success. Now, there's nothing wrong in all of that, right? You can enjoy all those things fully. But one of the big realizations I had early on was that even when I attained those things, that, as Buddha said, within everything that is made of stuff, there's impermanence. You know, I bought a BMW. You know, I like cars, and I actually I had got into a car accident about 2.5 years ago with my VW, which I had for 10 years that I was keeping for my kids, my son, kept it mint condition. It was like and it got hit in a particular place where it had to be written off. Even though it was very minor, it got hit in one of the crossbars. So they said it was a write-off. And I was so sad. And I went, what you going to do? Now, I decided a lot of my identity as a man early on was a man has to have his own car. So I associated my masculinity and my freedom to having a car. How many have been in some form of freedom means something, right? Money means. So for me, the car meant that I was my own man. I was independent. I didn't need anyone. And plus, there's also the sportiness of it and the masculinity of having my own sports car and such, right? All of that. And so I decided to do a yogic practice. And I said, what if I don't have a car? For the first time since I'm 16 years old, this was when I'm 50. What if I don't keep a car, 49? What if I don't keep a car for 2 years? Because I have my wife's minivan. My colleague here also stays here, and she has her wonderful car. And I thought, come on, we can get it along with 2 cars. Let me see. Let me let go of the attachment. Let me lower the importance of my masculinity being that I need to have this car. So I went 2 years without a car. The first 1 week, it was sort of okay. And then I just got used to it. And then it was just through good communication. Hey, are you going out tonight? Hey, I'd like to use this. It wasn't a big deal. And there was no less a life experience. In fact, not even one iota life experience was. And I unhooked my masculinity from having a sports car. Because you know the joke about a man driving a minivan. It's less testosterone, right? You're not seen as macho by other men. So I had to unhook myself from that attachment, that mindset. And lo and behold, for 2 years I had no car, and I felt so free. And it was only after 2 years, it was a whole bunch of synergies happened, and this car came into my life, and it was easy, and the money was there, and it was exact model. It just happened like this, and I went yes to it. And then a year later, I get into an accident again on my way to a seminar, and minor, but you know, $15,000 worth of damage in a beautiful car, and I went, and then immediately I practiced. Okay, lower the importance. It's just stuff. The insurance will take care of it. I'll have to pay my deductible. My insurance will go up. I did all the things that's the truth. But I accepted it and I embraced it. And it's interesting, I could have gotten even more pissed off, but because I lost my car 2 years early and I had none, I said I kept it at the, what do you call it? The people who are fixing it, they said, well, you're entitled to a rental car, and I didn't even keep a rental car for the last 2.5 weeks. So I like to take on these type of yogic practices, you know, fasting of desire, fasting of what I think I should always have and what I'm used to having. I fasted like sugar. For about 3 months, I fasted from sugar. But now my appreciation of sugar, anything sweet, is magnified because my sensitivity to sugar is magnified. So now also my sensitivity to automobiles and cars and things, I'm there, I can love it, but I don't need it. And that is one of the main secrets I learned about becoming financially wealthy and free. It's not about becoming wealthy. For me, it's about financial freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the ability to experience the life experiences I wish to have, rather than focus. So my recommendation to you is make a list. I want to go see Germany. I want to educate my children. I wish to see this part of the world. I wish to have a home for my elderly parents when they're older and retire them. Whatever your internal, external joys are, make a list of these things and then put some estimation of what that is. 1 million, 500,000, 2 million, 100,000. The number may be different for each one of us. To say it's 1 million, what if your dream takes 10 million and someone else's dream takes 200,000? It should not be on a number imprinted by society, is what I'm trying to get at. It should be based on what your soul wishes to express and live and enjoy in life. You know, I've had the pleasure of coaching very wealthy people, and it's interesting. To be able to purchase more stuff doesn't mean that you can have more life experiences. In fact, sometimes the ability to purchase more stuff can paint you in a wall where you're so busy that you can't enjoy the life experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So, my friends, can I ask you to take a look at your values? Are you valuing, and have you attributed too much value to a particular number, a particular magic golden pot number, or some association? When I have X amount, then I will be free? Because the truth is, you can have most experiences without owning them. Not all, but many experiences without owning them. So let me give an example. I love Ferraris, so all this car stuff I'm bringing up. And I went to Texas to coach one of my fellows that I coach, and he picks me up in this $500,000 brand new gorgeous Ferrari. I got chauffeur driven, taken around in this beautiful car, and I didn't have to worry about gas, insurance, anyone scratching it. I didn't have to worry about maintaining it, the mechanics of it. And anytime I go there, he says, hey, you want to drive? And I'm like, wow. So it was the life experience I got to have. So take the time in your own privacy to cultivate within your soul. What is the life experiences that will make my life rich? Who are the people I would wish to meet? What are the places I would like to see? What are the experiences, learnings I would like to have, trainings, courses? I want to learn scuba diving inspired by Linda. So it takes money. I'm going to have to purchase lessons. I'm going to have to go diving classes. But then I'm feeding that energy into the economy, into other people's passion. And I'm also getting impassioned from it. So that's the first step. Know, not from here, what you want. Know from here, not what dad or mom told you should need, and what you should want, and what is a good, harmonious, and a life of freedom. So one of the things you can write is, a life of freedom for me looks like this. A life of freedom looks like this. So let's share some of those. Let's open up the mics and just say, a life of freedom looks like this for me. Ina? Is it Ina?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Ina. So we'll give me some elements. I know we could go on for hours, but give me some elements of what a life of total freedom would be like for you.
Well, for me, right now, I would like an experience of changing my environment, traveling. I live in Croatia. I'm from Zagreb, and I'm fed up. I'm kind of. I would like to go to another country, have an experience of living there for several months, and just picking up the vibrations, picking up new people, new stuff, new experiences. That would be like a definition of abundance for me right now.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
See, when you speak about that, you light up. Can everyone see that? How she lights up? Right? You were listening, and now you're lit up. So your cultivation is to stoke that knowingness that is what you deserve. That is what you wish to live. That becomes alive already within. And it's like, imagine there is no absence of travel for you. No absence at all for you to be able to travel. That you could be free. As you cultivate that psychological, emotional, spiritual intelligence, that intention, then the mirror reality will start bringing you opportunities. Your confidence will magnetize. Your alignment will start to magnetize all the right people, the right opportunities, but then you have to do the actions. Whatever deals you have to make, whatever agreements you have to make in authenticity, whatever service that you need to exchange or energy you need to put into the divine law, into the system, then you give that with integrity. You offer that with fullness. And it's very impersonal. It has to pay you back with the life experiences. But if you put only dollars and cents in your heart and consciousness, then you get dollars and cents, but it's empty because it's only a representation of what you can, of the energy that you actually want. So don't associate with the representation. Associate with the actuality of the feeling dimension, okay?
Okay.
Happy travels.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let's take a breath for a sec. Ralph, share with me, brother. Tell me a little bit about what does a life of freedom feel like for you, look like for you? Some elements. Your mute is on, we'll unmute that, okay?
Good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting what is it Ina that just spoke from Zagreb?
Yeah, it's Ina, yeah. Hi.
Ina. Hi. It's interesting what you just said because my friend, a good friend of mine, just got back from Croatia. He just got back from Zagreb. He spent a month in Croatia, and he absolutely loved it. And so I think for me, I think my definition of freedom is actually to be content and grateful in the present moment, wherever I am. Because I found I've moved a lot. I lived in Germany for a large part of my life, and we moved back and forth. And in my early 20s, when I was married still, I never had kids, and we spent a lot of our time on traveling, and I loved it. But I kind of felt like I was chasing something. And I think the grass is really only ever greener on the other side if you fail to water your side.
Good one.
Very well put.
Good one.
Yeah, so that kind of sums it up for me, to be grateful in the moment, I think.
Very good. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Who else? What does a life of freedom look like for you? Anyone. You can wave and all. Eva? Eva or Eva?
Eva, yeah.
What does a life of freedom look like?
A life of freedom for me is one where I can easily put more towards my business, which is really my passion, cultivating that, and being able to, buy property and keep going and creating the dream, not only a home for myself and my family, but moving forward with what I feel like is a big part of my mission in life, or of my path in life.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's take a moment, and I'm going to just go mile high, and I'm going to talk about a way to perceive the energy of money. It's a viewpoint, okay? And you're going to get into this with the money teachings that you're going to be getting into over the next few weeks, that the team is going to guide you through. But let me give you a overview of the essence, and you can feel the essence of what I'm talking about. So you have aliveness in your being. Feel that right now. There's dead bodies that have no aliveness, and then there's you that has aliveness in your being. How much of that aliveness is going towards survival? Survival meaning just paying the bills, roof over your head, food. There's a percentage of it, right? Now, whatever is above and beyond this, what's needed for your own survival, what if you looked at that as a way to contribute to the whole aliveness of the big picture, of the greater good? Survival handles you, right? So there's enough units of energy and aliveness to take care of you and your family or immediate ones. And then there's more that handles the immediate transactions with the people around you. But if you take a look at it, that the energy that's above and beyond what you have for yourself, if you start connecting it, unhooking it from survival and connecting it for the greater good, then anytime you're earning money, you know that you are actually adding your aliveness to the company that you work with, to the businesses that you lead, to the foundations however you earn your money, you're actually supporting others' aliveness. And if you're not, then you should change how you're earning your money. If it's leaking or damaging or constraining the aliveness of others, then it'll have a backfire. If it's gained by ill gain, by deceit, by trickery, by anything less than your own deepest integrity, as a warrior sage, you in your own heart will sabotage the gaining of it, or you'll lose it, or it'll be lost from you sooner or later, because your own integrity will not accept that at a complete level of being. Can you get that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But when you know that your contribution, so those of you who are working somewhere, if you don't like it in its fullness, come back tomorrow and see how you can align. Where can you bring your authentic offering of energy without resentment, without contracture, without, oh, darn it, oh, I'm going to, without the pullback away from, and see if you can enter it with the spirit of, okay, I'm here to contribute. Find that alignment. Because there's probably bits of both in there. Where there's parts of our work which is misalignment that we don't like fully, that causes us tension, causes us stress and struggle, causes us constriction. And unfortunately, when we act on top of that, we get more of the same. Who's found that to be true?
Mm-hmm.
It's a self-fulfilling nightmare prophecy. So you might not change everything overnight and go in with some valiant, okay, tomorrow I'm going to just start feeling where you're not aligned with the offering, and allow yourself to feel that fully and enter that tone of feeling, that way of, and then sooner or later you'll realize that there are places that you can offer your being fully, in integrity, in alignment, and that feels right and good and honorable and noble. That work has to be done internally. You can't change it on the outside right away. It has to be done with what you have right now, rather than trying something new. Does that make sense? Sometimes we're so fed up of what we want to do, we want to try. Just start with what you have now. Come to the alignment there. And then those of you who know you need to move into something new because the alignment won't allow you to be free, right? Your own alignment won't allow you to be free if it's doing something that's out of alignment.
Mm-hmm.
So in fact, wealth and freedom is a self-regulating meter of your own integrity. It's a self-regulating meter of your own alignment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's earning. Now, when money comes back to you, people are going to pay you. Right? You offer something, service. I offer coaching. I get paid. When they pay me, this is where my personal area of the most learning is. And that's savings. My father is a very powerful saver. I don't know how, but he can make this much, and years later it's millions. He's got that saving. I'm very good at earning. That's my strength. And how do I know? Because I like to spend. I don't spend frivolously, but somehow my bank account, I've learned to realize, and this is from one of my mentors that you will be introduced to soon, if you haven't already, Frederick Lehrman. Your savings account has a lot to do. It's very connected psycho-emotionally to your willingness to hold power.
Mm-hmm.
And hold and stoke and cultivate power. Because holding on to money, not in a constricted way like a miser, but saving consciously. 5%, 10%, putting aside. It's a type of inner discipline that says I'm willing to be associated with money and the grounding of the power of experience of money.
Mm-hmm.
I found my psychological self sometimes feels, especially in the past, it's transformed a lot, but in the past, I didn't want to be seen as someone who had money because I felt that was less than spiritual. And I felt I would be judged by my spiritual friends, judged by God. That was it was a journey of unhooking myself from that. I invite you to you can unhook yourself from that. And recognize that saving is really the ability to create an energetic grounding for power in this earth plane on the third dimension. It's not the power that you have power over others. It's the power to experience or to spend money to purchase life experiences. But it's also a sign of your confidence. Like, okay, I'm associated. I can actually associate with power.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the world of this dimension, power equates a lot to money. Now, it's how we hold it in integrity, whether it becomes spoiled and rotten or it becomes holy and good and valuable. It has nothing to do with the money. It has to do with how we hold it and wield this gift of exchange that we share with each other. It'd be a nightmare. Joshua says, my superpower is spending. Mine too. So how many of you can feel that alignment and come more into greater, feel, okay, for me to save more, that means I'm going to have to start reorienting a part of my being and be more conscientious of that as a power that I'm actually growing, rather than just an account. The account is the symbol of the energetic anchoring of that power.
Mm-hmm.
see if you can come into alignment with that. Let's move on to spending now. Talked about earning, talked about spending. Let's talk about earning, saving, and let's talk about spending now. So you can spend on things that give you aliveness in the short term. The only reason we usually spend on things is to give us aliveness. Could be new shoes, gives us a sense of aliveness. Could be a new iPhone, gives me a sense of aliveness. Could be a new nice pen, gives me whatever it is. We want to get, there's survival and then there's thriving. Now, when you're purchasing things, one of the things I've learned is the more I allocate and I align myself to purchase on things that bring me long-term aliveness, more so. Once in a while, I'll do the frivolous, how can I say, flash purchase, but I do that less and less and less now than I was in my younger days. I realized that my flash purchases were responses or reactions to some feeling that an agitation inside myself. You know, some agitation. So I went out to buy this or went out to this, but it wasn't from my, and there was a relief, temporary relief, but then there's the hollow feeling again. So now, as an example in our household, when we're purchasing fruits, vegetables, you know, at a grocery store, I look for, and I've trained myself to look for what has the most aliveness. It's not necessarily the most expensive. The stuff on the outside of the grocery, the fresh fruits and fresh vegetables and higher quality and whatever, this has more aliveness than the stuff in between the rows, which is more expensive, more processed, less life force, less chi. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So now, when I see someone making something with good quality, then I purchase that. When I see someone who makes some type of artisan art, or they're a chef and they're making a nice food, so rather than spend frivolously, I spend on the people who are investing their life force into creating excellence. Therefore, I'm honoring excellence with my purchase power.
Nice.
Because I grew up with in an East Indian family and a very tight, they grew up through some hard times, penny pinching, if you want to call it, which had its value. I honor that. It has a value in that. But when it's overly constrained, there's like it strangles the flow. A good balance is required, an equilibrium, right? Of openness and energy. But since I grew up with those energies, I had to learn to unhook myself from that and spend on not just what's the cheapest and most fastest purchase, what I can buy now, but then save my money more and more and judiciously spend a small amount, a balanced amount, a harmonious amount, those things that bring aliveness to myself, my family. So personally, my number one expenses personally is my coaching fees. I actually have coaches because when I invest in my coaches, like my martial arts coach and trainer, physical trainer, I feel like $1 million. I feel like awesome. Yes, Ralph says quality over quantity. You've got it. You've got it. When I buy food, when I go to restaurants, I like enjoy restaurants. So for me, that's a part of my life. I enjoy going to restaurants. And so I like to buy good food. And I like to buy books, books and reading and courses. It's a passion of mine to study, to learn, I love that stuff. You know, I did a recent training on NLP a couple of weeks ago. And then I did another training a few weeks ago on tarot card reading and Kabbalah. And I like to keep fresh, right? So what is your joy? For me, it's education and study and learning and good food. And plus, I like to treat my wife. I like to go out on dates. I like to... those are the things I spend on. And then I don't really spend on much else. I don't have a huge clothing expenditure. In fact, my wife has to prod me. Hey, time to wear something. Maybe I want you to. And I'm like, okay, right. Let's go to and buy something. Or my other brother, I saw him the other day, is wearing a nice shirt. I go, where'd you get that from? I'm like, okay, I'm going to get a nice shirt like that. But I don't have to get 10 of them. I can get 1 or 2 and keep it in good quality, good condition, and treat it with love and care. One of my mentors says, when you have what you want, when you want what you have, have right now, then you'll have what you want. Even more so. It's a magnetic attraction. So earning, saving, spending. Spend more on things that give you long-term aliveness than short-term aliveness. In summary. Let's take a breath for a moment. I'm going to just ask for any reflection, shares. How's this landing? Liliana?
So I like spending in places where I get service, because it's like I want to buy this service so I can enjoy my family. I want to buy this service so we can eat all together. I want to buy this vacation so we can all not worry about, doing anything. So being served, for me, it's a really way to enjoy life.
Beautiful. Oh. Anyone else like getting good service?
Yes.
I love good service. When I get good service in a restaurant or something, I like to give a good, healthy tip. And because I want to honor the people who give me good service. And I don't just give a random tip. I like anyone who's really exceptional over and board, then I love that. Beautiful. Okay, let's go to the last part of the flow. Earning, saving, spending, investing. Investing, if we look at it as a flow of energy, and that you are the banks of the river, and that the river is the currency of money, the current in the sea, currency. So currency moves. The banks of a river hold and direct the river. In fact, the river carves out the banks, and the banks creates the river. They both are creating each other simultaneously. One is more the holder, and one is the flow. That's why they call them the bank. That's why it's called currency. So our responsibility, in a way, is when money is to be stewards of this currency, to direct it with wisdom, direct it with conscientiousness. Now, how many times have we shut off our brain, not wanting to think about money, talk about money, play the money game, because of stress, struggle, strain? Anyone ever have that? I wish I could just be done with this money situation, money thing, and then just be free to... Anyone have that feeling? I have that feeling. But the thing is, it's never going to happen, because if you become a billionaire, you'll still have to be a steward of that billion. So winning the money game is first realizing you're playing the game anyways, whether you think you are or not. So if you're playing the game, you might as well learn to enjoy the game and not fight the fact that you're in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Don't resent that you're in the game. You know, there's you know the old saying that you know, with poker or anything, you in life you play the game, you play the cards that you got. Right? If you're playing some poker, you play the best game with the cards you have. That's wisdom, right? There was this fellow named Sean Stevenson, beautiful teacher and speaker, and he says, and he's handicapped and he's like 3 foot tall. He says, what if you played the game, you played the best game with the cards you got, with the knowing that you actually chose those cards?
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to be given the cards randomly and play the best game you have with the cards. And those cards that you got randomly is your parents, where you were born, the socioeconomic connections and the imprint, all of that environment, all of that soil. Some of it was good, some of it was maybe not so great. That's the soil that we were. But what if you chose that soil? What if, whether it's true or not is not the point. What if you made that the choice? I'm playing not only the best game I'm going to play with this money, I'm going to play it as if this is, I chose everything up to this moment. When I say that, what comes up in you? Is there any parts of you that go, well, I didn't choose that, I didn't choose that, I didn't choose that. I chose that, I didn't choose that, right? Whether it's true or not is secondary. What's more valuable is you can choose it from now. The money game you play now. So part of it, most of our understanding and utilization has been unconscious. Some of it has been conscious. And now we're bringing it into consciousness and conscientiousness. So when you invest, you're taking your money and you're putting into some other organizations, people, structures, businesses. Could be your family. It could be into, who knows? That is also looking to improve and magnify the aliveness. If you just invest in things that you know money is going up, but you don't care, or you're not looking at what is the values, the intention behind there, then there will be a backfire. You might make money, but inside you'll lose that money sooner or later because it was gained by that company's ill intent or unconsciousness. Does that make sense? You won't be happy. You won't be happy.
Yep.
That's like trying to make, if you're making money right now, at one time there was people, maybe even on this planet, making money off slavery. It's not in our paradigm now, but at another time it was in our paradigm and treated normal. Am I right?
Yep.
But then there's a balancing force at the end of the day. That gets all reversed. Right? You get flipped, you get knocked on your ass. So if you start out from today with this feeling that I'm a steward of the alignment of money. Right? Yeah, so many people are stolen for money, for done horrific things. There's people who don't care. But here's what I've learned, that if I bring money into my heart, into my world, no matter how tainted it has been from other touches, if your heart is good and you're integral, then that will transform the energy. You don't have to wait till everyone else does it. You don't have to wait till the leaders do it. You don't have to wait till the bankers do it. You individually can start shifting your transmission and relationship with money, which will then affect the whole holographically. So earning, saving, spending, investing. just take a few moments. And it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. It's an infinity. They work in infinity. So thank you, Ralph. Please share with me any questions, shares. This is a meeting of masters. Meeting of masters. We're all warrior sages. So this is a meeting of, we are masters playing together, up leveling our own IQs. Where I have weakness, you should pull up. Where you have some area that could be lifted, we help each other out. That's the spirit of this circle, okay?
I think something
yes,
something that I'm not sure I understood.
Oh, Francisco, yeah, please go ahead.
Is when you say play as if you what is it? What you said? Play as if you were given the hand you want, right? Isn't that what you said? Right.
So let me, you want me to explain that again or clarify that?
Yeah, please.
Absolutely. So this gentleman is a public speaker, and there's an old saying of you play the best cards that you get. So if we're playing a game of cards and we're dealing up the cards, whatever the card game, the cards that you got are random. So if I get a deck of 7 cards, you got 7 cards, whatever card game we're playing, these cards are random. But you must play the best game that you have with the cards you have. I'm going to play the best card. If I have horrible cards or excellent cards, if I have excellent combination, chances are I will win better than you. If you have a better combination of cards, chances are you will win better. But in a game like poker, sometimes a person with even not so great cards can win the game. Even someone with better cards. But this fellow Sean, he said, what if you chose those cards? You think it's random, but your spiritual side, your nature, knows that you chose those cards. Whether that is 4 aces and 2 kings, or you got a bunch of random cards, hard to put together and have a win out of it. He said that because he's a man who was born with a very debilitating physical condition. And rather that he says, I imagine, he says, if I just try to win this game of life, it's difficult. But I try to imagine that I chose somehow before I was born this set of circumstances. And from my restriction, I'm going to find freedom. It's a very noble type of idea. It's a very personal type of almost a heroic type of approach, especially with a person like that, with great limitation. But I found it very moving for myself that he says, I'm not just randomly, I got this body. I'm going to make the best out of this life as if I chose this life. So that's the essence.
Right.
Nice, thank you.
Who else has a share, questions, anything about money?
Yeah, I would like to ask if you could share a little bit more about the value of earning, because obviously that's your strength.
So, value of earning, absolutely. So, first of all, one of the things that I realized is a continual journey of raising excellence, personal excellence, as well as then charging more and valuing and honoring my own value. Because I grew up in the healing world and I did so much healing at no charge, no energy. One of the things I learned from one of my mentors, which was very powerful, was there are 2 forms of service, for simplicity's sake. One is for exchange, and one is for no exchange. And he asked me, he said, which one is more spiritually superior? I ask you this one, which one is more? Service for exchange or service for no exchange? Who would say service for no exchange is spiritually more superior? Or at least you had that imprint, or you were taught that in some way at some time. But giving your service for free. What I learned was they're actually equally the same. I just have to be clear. So if I'm having an agreement with certain people, and I know, for example, today, let me give an example. There was some couple that met me a few months back that wanted to do work with me. And financially, they had stuff to work on before they could start with me. But I had found out recently that they were involved in a very severe car accident. And from their share on Facebook after many weeks, that they had experienced some type of deep trauma. So I reached out to them, knowing that they weren't in the financial position to purchase. And I felt inside, will this be for exchange or for no exchange? And in that moment, it felt good for me to offer it. And I said, listen, although we discussed a whole other set of agreements regarding other forms of work, I see that you've had this injury, and I would love to offer you with no obligation as my gift to you a complimentary session where I will do my best to help you come to more peace regarding the trauma that has come out of your car accident. And they said they would consider it, and today I gave them the session, and they were so grateful that I did that. Whether they work with me as a client or not, down the road or not, it doesn't matter. But I gave and I felt good about it. Do you understand? Now, there's another fellow I'm working with today also, who is a CEO of a company, and they're doing well, and they're growing. And because I knew for him, and he shared with me that his company is in a healthy position, I asked for the rates that I would normally ask for, and we came to a good agreement. So that's the first thing I got clear with. Is this for exchange or no exchange? And I make sure I'm clear. Now, if I only do 90% no exchange and 10% exchange, I'm not going to be paying my bills. Sometimes I do much more. I offer my services for exchange, for remuneration. And then that the money that I make from there allows me to give pro bonos work as well at no charge to certain people that I would love to offer it to, like these people. Now, I'm in a position where I'm a family man. I have a wife. I have 2 young adults that I'm taking care of their education and their livelihood and being supportive, and I'm taking care of my organized companies. And so I need to make enough money to be able to cover that and then have extra on top of that for the purchase of my own life experiences. So part of this journey was to value myself. How many of you are committed to deepening, really not just today, but continuously deepening your service, your offering, your gift, whether it be a product, whether it be your labor, whether it be your service, whether it be your intellect, your knowledge, your know-how? How many of you are willing to continue to make that stronger?
Yes.
Through reading, studying. That's why you're here. Right? You're investing in the time to up level and to share and to absorb what you can about this particular dimension. So this is already, you're telling the universe that excellence is part of my values. When you have excellence in your craft and in your offering as part of your values, then, and you hold it and you value yourself. No, this is actually, I charge $5,000. No, I charge $1,000. No, I charge $2,000 for this. The journey will be always your edge to up level it, but not just to make more money, but so that you are charging commensurate with the value that you know that you're putting it out in the world. Because if you are charging less than what you know you deserve, then you will feel resentful about the transaction subconsciously. Who knows what I'm talking about? You'll feel resentful. You'll feel, darn it, I'm doing this. You might put less than 100% effort. You might coast through some of it. And that creates a balancing return force. So, you know, I'll tell you a personal story of mine. I valued my coaching, you know, a few years ago. And I put a very high price on it. You know, Ayati, you know, our friend, mutual friend, Steve Hardison.
Yes.
Nice. And he's a very beautiful man and a very highly respected coach. And through a mutual friend, I connected with him and I went to visit his house years ago, and his beautiful presence and so forth. And he shared his fee was, I believe at the time, $150,000, where you pay upfront. I think it's 100 or 150. I can't remember what it was back then. But it was $100,000, or let's say 150, and you pay upfront. And you actually have to come to his house. So there's no Skype, no phone. You have to actually show up in person wherever you are in the world once a month. To his house. And when I heard this, I went, what audacity. When my first reaction, what audacity. But then when I felt him, I felt the congruency of his own valuing of himself and his gift. There are probably people who are doing that gift as good as him, charging nothing, or charging $500, or charging $1,000, or charging $5,000 a year, $10,000 a year. He chose his number. Why? I don't know, but he chose that number because there's a lot of skin in the game. And someone who is earning to put $150,000 into coaching, they know, my goodness, I'm going to have to really change my lifestyle with this level of commitment. You don't go into something like that lightly, right? It requires a deep stepping into a commitment, an edge. He makes it so the edge is high. So if you're not committed, you can't deal with that. So can you feel your edge in that? What would your edge be if someone said this? $100, $500, $5,000, $10,000. So years later, when I was being inquired, I had a client that I was coaching. I got asked to coach a client, and she became a Cirque du Soleil star, very powerful, famous Cirque du Soleil star. You know, these acrobatic, amazing, superhuman. They're amazing. And she's an amazing young lady, and she became a Cirque du Soleil star after 1 year of coaching. And I said I wouldn't coach again because the amount of energy that it took for the reciprocation, she was wonderful. But she was a young lady, and I felt after 2-3 months that as a young lady that I was not in the right vibration. So I asked my wife, maybe I think she needs a woman, like a powerful feminine leader to inspire her. And so I let my wife have a few sessions, and she loved it because it was a different energy than me. She needed that big anti energy that my wife provides. So I realized, okay, if I'm going to coach again, and I was asked to come to a coaching conference, that I'm going to really value myself. So when I was asked, what is your coaching fees in a panel, I said, it's $50,000 for 3 months. And I just kept quiet. And you could hear a pin drop. And I said, if I'm going to be one-on-one with someone, they have to be in a company, they have to be so dedicated to something big that, and they have to be able to afford me, of course, and they have to be willing to be willing to change their life. Because if they're willing to pay that much money, they're usually quite usually alpha. And if they're alpha, they already know a lot, and they're usually not willing to change. You understand? They're already the king of their own world. So I realized that if I'm going to be with them, that I have to meet them with that energy. After I set that time, that energy, and I said, that's the minimum. Within a few short weeks, I had the first call. I had this fellow say, hey, I learned seminars from you. I really love what you're up to. And I want to find out, do you do personal coaching? I said, yes. And he says, how much? And I put out the same price. I put out that number. And he went, and he says, okay, I'll let you know. And within 3 days, he called me back and he said, I'm ready. And it floored me. My jaw dropped. And then I knew, when he said yes, I knew that I had to become, who must I be to be that person who offers that type of value? I must be at my best. I must bring my full excellence. I must grow myself to be someone that man feels that not only is he paying $50,000, that he's getting 10 times value is my dedication. I should help him pocket $500,000. I should help him personally make $500,000. I felt in my own ethic to say that I'm charging this. And let me ask you something. If you help someone make $1,000 more over a period of a month, how much of that would you be happy to receive? Let me ask you that. Just 1,000 in a month. How much of that would you feel is fair to receive? Please share your number. Put up how many fingers? And each finger represents $100.
I want to say
each finger represents $100.
Okay, go.
200, 200, 200, 300, 300, 200, 500. So we got anywhere from 20% to 50%. Correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So now you know that feeling. So that's the energy that I want you to take away with. And check out, are you willing to put that much energy in and support other people's energy to grow so that what you ask for is a no-brainer for you? How many are willing to raise their price after looking at that? Even emotionally, spiritually, you're willing to raise your own personal value.
Yes.
That's where wealth starts. That's where you win the money game. By not winning or losing the money game, you don't even play the game of winning or losing. It becomes the game of cultivating the excellence of your offering and the willingness to receive the value of your excellence. There's a question, what if coaching benefits are not financial? It's going to be different in every way. It could be that people gift you through referrals. They gift you through, they share not just money, it could be many other forms of service and support. It could be that they make an introduction for you to stay somewhere else. It could not have anything to do with financial money. It could be that they offer you 3 months to stay in their villa in some beautiful place. You would have had to pay for it if you did it yourself. So remember, the dollars is more about what are the life experiences. That's the essence I want you to shift. From money being things and a mishmash of ideas to the opportunity to widen your life experiences. All right, my friends? Okay, let's take a few deep breaths and we'll wrap up. Any shares to complete with myself here? Eva? And then
Yeah,
Joshua?
thank you for that piece, especially around the valuing oneself and what one offers. It's been a big piece of, it's been a big part of my struggle, I think. I know. And yeah, right now also I'm in a period of getting much more clarity about really myself and my offerings. Now I'm 10 years into what I'm doing, so I'm kind of coming to a new maturing place and sort of restructuring and reapproaching. So I particularly appreciate that piece of the value and actually bringing myself to the value. It's like, yeah, decide on the value and then own up to that. That's,
Nice.
Joshua?
Thank you.
I just wanted to, I had asked a question on the chat earlier, and it was regards to like a vow of poverty. And I recently cleared a vow of poverty from a past life, and was curious if you could just speak to why that would occur, why someone would make a vow of poverty.
Well, you know, and I'm going to keep it succinct because I know it's time to wrap up soon, but I'll give you the succinct version of that. For myself, I think there are times in our life, in our incarnations, in our history, where perhaps that particular vow is a powerful vow to take to cultivate learning how to experience freedom without any hooks into how the structure and the system works, and to find the spiritual really wealth that nothing can buy. And so I believe at times it's a very valuable practice. And what's interesting is the vow of poverty and the vow of spiritual free wealth, at the end they meet in the same place, because that's experiencing the journey looks different from down here, but they eventually lead to the same place for me, which is alignment with service and alignment with the flow so that all beings are uplifted. So we go from ego to the sharing to the unity.
I see it. Thank you.
Thank you, my friends. It was just a pleasure being here and feeling you all and feeling this energy. Very moved, and your team is doing great. And there's beautiful sharings here. I will read. Ravenna, thank you. Feeling inspired. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. I'm reading.
Well, thank you, Sachin. As always, you know, how many of you really feel inspired and uplifted by all of this?
Yes.
Learn some valuable information, right? Thank you for being
Thank
with
you,
us.
Satyan.
Thank you
It's
so
really
much.
wonderful to see this community around the world growing and sharing. And you know, I want to leave one last thing with everyone, and that is I want us to start going from teacher-student energetic to masters at play.
Yes.
Yes.
Bring your mastery to this inner circle.
Oh,
right? That way we can uplift each other. Come as a master who's playing with other masters.
Yes.
Bless.
Beautiful.
Love you guys.
Thank you, Satyan.
I'm going to just check off here, okay?
Yeah. So everybody stay on and we'll
Thank you,
continue.
Satyan.
Thank you.
Satyan.
thank you.
Okay, yay. Well, let's all just take a deep breath. And so I know for me, you know, one of the big benefits of this group is the community, you know, is being around like-minded individuals who are uplifting, who understand and who appreciate my successes, you know, and we are cheerleaders for each other and really just help in every way that we can. Like Sachin said, masters at play. So we all bring our mastery. And so that's one of the benefits of being a part of this, is really tapping in to this incredible community. We also have the Facebook page where you get invited to become, you know, part of that when you join our group. And you can put any questions, any shares, any thoughts, you know, just really keep connecting throughout the week and to keep feeling a part of and to respond and feel heard and all. As Sachin mentioned, the next thing that we're getting into, which I'm really excited about because we've done it before in our Master Coach group, is Prosperity Consciousness by Frederick Learman. And to me, it's the best program on abundance that's been created. And so when we dive into that, what we do is we're going to work on, you know, kind of breaking through our limiting beliefs around money, our core beliefs, the things that we grew up with around money and abundance and finances and, you know, just overall abundance in all areas. And then we're also going to dive into the saving, spending, earning, savings. And we'll dive into that, you know, deeply so that you get to implement various things into your life. So it's not just about information, it's about the implementation into life and then coming back and sharing, you know, how you implement it and being accountable and keep on going up, up, up and up leveling, right? And we also do processes, you know, most every week. We didn't have time today, but most every week we do some sort of process which really helps break through the limiting beliefs and it helps up level our capacity and helps expand us into the brilliance that's already there that just needs to be untapped a little bit sometimes, right? And so that's what we have to look forward to in the next few months. You guys excited?
Yes.
Okay, great. And so the way that this program works is that, is there anything else, Teresa, that we want to say about the program? Or Juan?
No, you did it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So the way that the program works is that we're having people enroll for a 3-month period. The program's actually, you know, we're doing year-long program, but you can enroll for a 3-month period. And the fee on that is $700 for the 3 months. And like I said,
US dollars, right, Linda?
Huh?
It's US dollars, right?
Yes, $700 US. Yes, thank you for the clarification. $700 US. And you can enroll this evening. We're going to be putting a link up in a minute. I'll take questions and a couple of shares first, and then we're going to put a link up for you to be able to enroll this evening and start with us next week.
Awesome.
And then everybody's going to get the link to go ahead and get the CD set for. So it's a perfect time to start because we're just getting over the last reading that we did. So each time, you know, we're involved in a particular curriculum and we share that, you know, we do it on our own and then we come together and we share it. And so like I said, right now is a great time because we're just getting into this new curriculum. So it's a perfect entry point for us. And so I'm going to invite actually 1 or 2 of the members, the current members, to just share what it is that they'd like to say or what they've gotten out of this so that you get a sense of that. Tonight was a great, you know, way we did this so that you get a sense of what it is we do. But it isn't exactly what we do because Sachin isn't usually here. Yeah, so it was a little bit different than we usually do. We usually have a little more maybe interaction and a little more processing, but Sachin is just a gem. So, yeah, so which one of our members would like to share a little bit, very briefly?
I would, because I have to go, but I've definitely stayed on to be able to share my experience with being a part of the inner circle with you guys. It's an amazing group. For me, I just really appreciate being able to have all the coaches to be accountable to, as well as my peers, and like we're doing this together. It really has helped me just to move forward, in times where like I feel like I'm paralyzed and I don't want to move forward, or I'm stuck, or I get complacent, or whatever that might be. It's like it really takes me out of that, and I'm unable to be that with the support with this group. And every week we focus on our F's, which is our finances, our fitness, our fun, and our family. And so I really get to just pay attention to all of that and make sure that and see where I need to up level, and what I'm doing really well at. And that's really helped me. I've broken through my my fear of public speaking, and I am actually pretty good at it now.
Nice.
Most of the time, and I've been doing a lot of it lately. It's funny how that happens, right? And yeah, so it's getting better all the time. And for one thing, I just really appreciative to the accountability, and yeah. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Thanks, Sage.
Thanks, Sage. Thanks for staying on and sharing.
And welcome, everyone. I hope to see you as a part of our group, and it was a pleasure. I'll see you next time.
Bye, darling. Okay, one more. We have one more share that would like to.
Sure, I can do that.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, being part of group is just great, because I get to learn not only from the book I will read, which is actually great, but also from others, right? I mean, I learn way more from from others and from their advice and their experiences. That if I were only by myself reading that book. The exercises are great, both when we do the Fs, and also when we do the polarities, and they really help me. Something that being part of this group has really done for me is to value myself more. And I say that because I've actually learned to process money and to think of money as a tool, as a thought form, rather than to chase it, right? So I'm more conscious now about the value that I provide to my clients. So I don't chase my clients. I don't come from a needy angle, right? And that is something that I've learned in the past month from being in the group. So I actually fire clients even before we started working together, right?
Nice.
And other than that, it's just fun, and it's really good. So yeah, I mean, join us because it's a very good thing, and we're gonna get a lot of value.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fran.
Thank
you.
you.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Okay. So any questions about the program from anybody? It's pretty straightforward. You join us, you get to be with us for 3 months, and your life will change.
Yep.
So Lauren is going to put the link up.
Teresa is.
Teresa is going to put the link up in the chat box, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the way you can just click on it and join us if you're ready to just do that with us. And I need to go because I have a car waiting for me in 5 minutes to go off to Japan. Because for me, you know, since I've been doing this work, freedom is like my middle name. You know, really. Yes. It's like whatever I want to do, wherever I want to go, whoever I want to see, however I want to live. You know, I do all my work on Skype anyway, so I can do it anywhere. And life has just become a full-on playground. So, you know, I'm thrilled to have you join us. And a lot of the up-leveling came from doing the Frederick Learman abundance work. So it's really life-changing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the added bonus is you get the tail end, the final review of the last study, and then we move into the next. So you sort of segue in at a beautiful place starting now.
Yeah. Thank you, Teresa. Okay, any of the other coaches want to say anything?
No. Well, good. We're looking
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us, and you know, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we hope to see you again here next week.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Good night.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Bye for now. See you again.